Steel City Sports Room back in the house, man. I'm your host, Luther Dupree. Got on a new Standard is a Standard shirt. Make sure you get it. As always, Claudia Rosano is in the house. Smoking Jim is back. We got Fillmore, Big Rome, Ralph, RW Media. Hey, give us a call, 412-530-5063. They came out with the final 53-man roster. We got a little reaction to it. Practice squad came out. Are you satisfied? Any surprises? We're going to get into all that. But first, let's get our Claudio's huddle up. What's going on, Claudio? What you got?
All right, guys. Always good to be on with all you guys. This past week on a show that I co-host, Italian Impact Weekly, we interviewed Ray Boom Boom Mancini. And that show is going to air on my website probably sometime this week at ClaudioRelsano.com on my show, The Claudio Relsano Show. But Ray, we talked about business. He mixed in some boxing stories, but primarily his business and how successful he has been and the struggles, the ups and downs. And it was a great interview. He shared a lot of personal insight. And one of my favorite interviews. Ray's a great guy. And I just wanted to promote that show. It'll be on sometime this week on my website, which my show airs on. So hopefully you all will enjoy it.
Okay. All right, Smoking Jim, what you got for us, Jim?
Hey, thanks, Lou, Claudio. Hey, I've been saying all along, the problem with the Pittsburgh Steelers won't be getting down to 53 if we're stopping at 53. There's not 40 NFL quality players on that roster. Hey, listen, the Cleveland Browns started off with 12 quarterbacks and dwindled it down to 3. There's no reason the Steelers should have 4 quarterbacks on their roster. There's not enough work for 2 quarterbacks. Will, the tight end, Howard should have been cut. Caleb Johnson's a waste of time at running back. He should be cut. Kelvin and Spencer Anderson are bombs on the offensive line, should be cut. How in the world is Connor Hayward still on this team? Derek Harmon should be cut. Carson Bruner. Last thing the Pittsburgh Steelers need is another Girio. Dante Kent should be cut, and Joey Porter Jr., just to name a few.
Wow. Okay, that's Smoking Jim, man. We're going to get into all that. But let's jump into the comments real quick. Who to Goat is the first one in there. Salute, fellas. Salute, Who to Goat. Appreciate you jumping in here early. Hey, mine is real quick. And, I had a chance to go out to Clairton for the Tyler Boyd ribbon cutting ceremony. Very nice. Tyler Boyd, they named the stadium new turf. Everything looks good, except for the one side behind Clairton's field. They're going to fix that up, I guess, later in the year after the season. But it was a nice time, and Tyler Boyd got a lot of love, as he should. And I was excited to be there. The field looks great. The field turf, you can't call it the swamp anymore. I had a great time, and I went out there the very next day. So Thursday and Friday, I was at Tyler Boyd Stadium, and it was an excellent time. Calvin Austin was there as well. And here's what I have to say, man. Tyler Boyd's looking for a team. Steelers need a receiver. Hey, I might take a flyer on him. He's a little taller than Calvin Austin. I saw Calvin Austin. I thought he was a kid, and wow, he's really small, but he got to use all his speed. Hopefully he's healthy. I spoke to him for a little bit. He should be ready for game 1. We'll see. Still looking for possibly another wide receiver. What do you guys think? We'll get into it. Make sure you give us a call. But it was a great time, man. Matt Fillmore, our guest last week, talked a lot of smack, and I got to give it to him. He did on the one touchdown, the 40-yard touchdown run that Gabe Jenkins had. He opened up that hole, put the nose tackle on his back, and Gabe was able to run. He walked, and Gabe Jenkins, got to give him credit, man. 211 yards on 15 carries. They were picking on one of the quarterbacks, so he switched over to stop that receiver from catching a lot of passes. He did it all. David Davis was another force. So they have a lot of talent. They're moving to 3A, but I look for both of those teams. And I said before the season cleared, and I thought they could win the WPIAL, and I thought Amani could win 3A. So I still like their chances. Very exciting. Crowd was in it, and I had a great time. But we'll see. Hey, give us a call, 412-530-5063. Fellas, let's talk about it. The roster is set. Claudia, your thoughts. We'll jump around. Claudia, your thoughts on this roster. Any surprises, first of all, for you?
Not really any surprises, but some. I remember the 82 Lakers. That's kind of the first time, 82, 85 Lakers, the first time that I start really thinking how important a bench is. Right. Now I should have known better from the 79 Pirates and their bench, but I think the Steelers could have possibly a pretty good bench with guys like Holcomb and Wilson, Peyton Wilson. I like him. Yeah. How do you pronounce that guy? Otamiu? I think he might make some noise. I really do. And again, Washington and the new kid from Philly, my God, what's the running back?
Gainwell.
Yeah, Gainwell, yes. If they use him properly, he's going to come up big. But really, I think the starting lineup is pretty much set. I think it's going to be. I think they picked a group that are a bunch of good, solid role players, which is okay. They know their role. They know they're not going to, beat out T.J. Watt or Cam Hayward or whatever, but they're going to maybe spell them a little bit. Or, when in other words, whenever they get in the game, I think that they're going to do pretty good. I'm happy with their bench. I'm happy with their 53-man roster. You talk about Boyd. I think that'd be a great pickup. I don't know if they're going to do it or else they would have done it by now. But as I've said numerous times, I think it's going to be number 2 receiver by committee, which is fine. I think they have a good set of tight ends if they use them properly. So I do think they have some offensive weapons. I think defensively, a key will be when to take out some of the starters to give them a breather. TJ Watt never plays a whole game. He's always coming out. But I think, again, Holcomb is going to come up big. Wilson's going to come up big. I like both of those guys. And, again, I like that Otamiu. I like Black, the rookie. I think he's going to make some noise, too. So they have a pretty nice bench. They're relatively deep. I think if used properly, and Luther, as I told you earlier today, if they're put in position to succeed, I think they're going to be pretty solid.
Okay. All right, Claudio. Let's go to Fillmore, and we'll come back to Big Realm of Ralph. Your thoughts, Fillmore? Any surprise with you?
Yeah, the big surprise is Dante Kent over Beanie Bishop and James Pierre. Yeah. In the DB room, Beanie Bishop had about 4 or 5 interceptions last year. He was like second in the league at picks last year. And you picked someone Dante Kent had no buzz. He had no fanfare. There was no pom-pom waiting for Dante Kent. James Pierre, we know who he is, but he's serviceable. Who the heck is Dante Kent? That right there surprised me. It shocked me. You know what I mean? Being a former DB for George Westinghouse High School, I didn't like it. I didn't like that one. Smoke and Jim said 4 quarterbacks. I know they put in got Howard and Howard and all that. 4 quarterbacks. Come on, man. Let's make a decision and go with it. Stop wasting the roster spot for a quarterback that may not even get in the game or see anything. Make a decision and go. And for this is the under the radar one. Corliss Waitman. When does the punting job? Yeah. That's underrated, man. You with a defensive laden team and the way we play ball here at Pittsburgh, we need a good punter that can do coffin corner kicks and kick and not out kick the coverage. We need a punter like that, and he won the job. So that's my take right now, and I think you're going to do good, on defense. But the offensive line still needs some attention to. Hey, Hunter Renfro's out there as far as he got cut, so let's get something like that.
They need a bigger tight receiver. They had the small quick receiver.
They don't have a precision route runner. They don't got that. Who's right? Who's the Deontay Johnson with hands? Who's that? They don't got him. Give me somebody.
Yeah, hand stuff. You know what I mean? At least we don't have to form Crisco fingers or whatever, you know.
Yeah, and I did hear that somebody said bring back Deontay Johnson.
No, don't do
that's
that.
not
Don't
gonna
do
happen,
that.
and I wouldn't want that to
Deontay
happen. He's been a
Johnson,
cancer. He quit on the Panthers, quit on the Ravens. I mean, he's been passed around probably more than Kenny Pickett at this point. You know, in the last couple years, who's been traded more and cut more than those two guys? Can't bring them back. Gabe Davis is still out there. That's a possibility. Tyler,
there has to be something with Gabe Davis that he's still sitting out
he's
there.
injured. He's injured.
Yeah.
They don't trust him.
Amari Cooper got picked up, so
he's back with the He's back with the Raiders. So a lot of the guys went back to their old team. Keenan Allen went back to the Chargers.
Yeah.
Big Rome, your thoughts?
A couple things. You're talking about the 4 quarterbacks. It's posted that they have 4 quarterbacks. But what I'm listening for, what I'm keeping my ear open for, is that there is a way to manipulate this. So it's not so they're not floating up in the wind. So I don't see us keeping 4 quarterbacks, at least on the main roster.
Right.
One of those quarterbacks is either going to go on the IR, on a PUP for about 4 weeks until they make another decision.
Will Howard, yeah.
Will Howard probably over there. So we're only going to have 3. Somebody's going to the practice squad. So I wouldn't flare up too much about the 4 quarterbacks. As far as the team, I'm not really surprised. I thought they might want to stick to home and keep Johnston. But the way that Waitman was kicking last year, because he's a left-handed kicker. Excuse me. The way that ball travels, they're not used to that ball spinning like that. That's why you've seen so many people drop so many of the punts.
Good point.
And that, and the fact that he was averaging 53 yards a punt.
Oh, he was kicking the heck out of
all over.
Yes.
For the preseason, as opposed to 43 from Johnston. That's a big difference over there. I don't know how they could conceive them keeping that, but those 2 elements right there, so I think is the reason why they kept them. I think my surprise, also is that they cut Robinson at middle linebacker.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. Yeah.
They kept Bruner. Now, when I heard the rumors that they were going to do that,
they've been waiting for Mark to pop, man. He never did.
And listen, the same thing that Robinson was looked at to do, making them hard hits, Bruner came in and hit the ground running, doing the same thing.
Yes.
So I think that's one of the reasons why it's like, okay, we gave you enough shots. It's time for you to go.
Plus a rookie contract too. You got to look at that.
Plus the rookie contract.
Very true. Very true.
Saving that money up as much as possible. I think that they're playing games, and I'm hoping that at some point they took a look at Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers is 6'2". He's about 195. He gives a different element. We already got the small wide receivers already, so I'm not surprised that the way they went with that route. I'm glad they kept Scotty Miller because he's showing improvement.
Yeah.
And they put old boy on the practice squad. I didn't know if he was going to make it or not, but the free agent that we signed this year to a 1-year contract, I don't even know how that works because I don't know how you.
You're talking about Robert Woods.
I don't know how you're able to do that. I'm gonna have to research because I didn't think that at a certain point that you can make the practice squad.
Exactly. Yeah.
Something like that, but it happened. Whatever. I'm happy with who they kept. I want them to pick a bigger wide receiver, so if they to be able to work on a trade with Jacoby Myers, he'll be a respectable number 2. And the young quicker guys can do their thing on the outside or the inside, wherever they decide to put them at. But as far as the team, though, I'm not really surprised, man. I'm happy the path that they went. I'm hoping that at a certain point we get to bloom early and don't mess up late. And it all has to do with the offensive line. So the offensive line come to play, we'll be good to go.
Speaking of that, Andrews Pete made it. Dylan Cook, the rookie, I thought he might have a chance. Didn't make the team. I don't know. Like you said, the offensive line is important. But another thing you mentioned, as far as Waitman, he also holds for Chris Boswell. So you got to understand Chris Boswell probably had a little say into it too, who he's more comfortable holding for him. And he probably likes the way that Waitman puts the ball there for him. So that's something too. And like you said, he was kicking the heck out of the ball. So I'm excited about that. But what about tight ends. There was some question if we thought Hayward would make it. Connor Hayward would make it.
He's a fullback.
He's a fullback. Last tight end. What does he really do? I see him getting a lot of penalties and missing.
He drives Mike Tomlin around in his limo, cleans the toilets. He does all that.
I thought he really might get cut. Jim, you said he was going to get cut. That's another L for you. But I'm glad Lou Nichols made the practice squad. I'm very excited about that. Jim, I was watching him more and more, and I like what he brought to the table. Hopefully he can, with injuries, we never know. Warren's got injured in the past, so we'll see. But Ralph, your thoughts, and then we'll come back.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I had to back away here. My wife was asking me something here, and I had to get away from the mic for a little bit. But I think the roster, I basically was what I expected. Some of it, some surprises there as usual. I was surprised with the Waitman-Johnston thing, but I did agree with the fact that Waitman's punts were a little bit better. And and as Fillmore mentioned, the coffin corner punts are better with him. And we've had a problem with special teams with punters over the years, where it's just nothing but basic, and then guys get too much yardage, and so we need to clean that up, and Waitman can do that. Plus the holding for Chris Boswell, as Luther mentioned. But here's the one that bothers me: Christian Kuntz. We need to find out whether or not that chest injury is worse than what it is. They kept him on the roster, and they cut that Nate Aligu or whatever his name was. Okay, they got him from the Detroit Lions. He was with the Lions last year and several other teams as a long snapper. I'm wondering what's going on. I guess they have confidence in Logan Lee because he was the one that was doing the long snapping while Kuntz is hurt. So I'm just wondering that is a concern right there for me on that one. And some of the other roster moves, it's Loudermilk. I was surprised. I thought he would get cut. Marvin Llewellyn, they put him on the practice squad. I thought he'd be long gone, out of the organization completely. But I guess wishful thinking, because Smoking Jim and I said he was no good when he first got drafted, and I think the roster is what it is, and we'll see where it goes. We'll see where the offensive line goes. And we'll see where the quarterback situation goes.
All right. We got Who the Goat is back in there. Connor is a bum. He said Cal made it his holdout so Connor could make the team. That sounds like something Jim would say, man. Hey, Jim, we got your thoughts, but hey, Y.A. Black is the steal of the draft, man. I caught it when they drafted him on our draft show. I said,
yes, you did.
He's even better than I thought he would be so far. So, I mean, as a nose tackle, Benton's time is limited because the way this guy's moving. And Jim, he's even proven he could rush the passer. So that's more impressive. I knew he'd be able to stop the run, but I didn't know he'd be able to get after the passer like this. So definitely the steal of the draft. Put him in there with Hayward. I'm excited, man.
I haven't had anything since Casey Hampton.
Yeah. I mean, this would be huge if he pops, and I think he will. He's just definitely the real deal, man. So definitely they got the early steal of the draft. Give us a call, 412-530-5063. Tell us what you want. Who the Goat is already in there saying everything. Smoking Jim, your thoughts, man. Corner made the team. You said he was going to get cut.
Well, listen, I don't know if the corn man is Mickey Mouse or Donald Duck. You don't know nothing about football.
Oh, gosh.
This roster is not good enough for you to keep nepotism. You got, you got Bruner's son, he's a scout on the team. He wasn't even on conference in college.
Hey, he was making hits, Jim.
You got Connor Hayward out there that couldn't start for Duquesne. That's hit this weekend. You know what I mean? You got Joey Porter out there, and the only thing he did was miss a tackle and beg the coaches, can he go back and play? So good and well, he didn't want to get out there. He missed the littlest dude. He could have blew him up. The guy ran right through him. He should be cut. They don't need him. Hey, listen, on draft day, that Yaya Black
YA.
Black was going to be whatever his name is. Anybody that named their son that, I'll call him anything I want to. Hey, listen, this is a big boy. He keeps his legs moving. This guy, if anybody wanted, first of all, you can't study him because, listen, you know what I mean? The guy is huge. He's a freak of nature. The Steelers got a steal. I don't know how the NFL missed out on this guy.
Fifth round.
He's the only good young lineman the Steelers drafted in the last 10 years. And I tell you what, they got a steal right there. I would lock him up to a long-term contract right now and let him rub his belly.
They could have had Travis Jones in the 4th round. They let him slide, and the Ravens took him. So,
hey, well, they got the steal. I'm impressed with him already. I think he's going to do some major things, man. This is huge. I don't like the receiver room. I'm sorry. I've been on it all off season. I don't think they did enough. They have too many of the same type of receiver. You know, they got DK Metcalf, and then they have Scotty Miller, Roman Wilson. And
but Luther, do you think that could be an advantage where the opposing team can't key on a particular receiver?
I mean, anything's possible, but I don't know. I think it's a little too much.
I think you need another receiver to make the defense scratch their head. That's what you need.
I think you need a like Big Rome said, Jacoby Myers would be huge. I don't know if he's doing it to try to get another contract, but he would be huge next to DK Metcalf. Very underrated. He averages about 70 catches, 800 yards in his career, so that would be huge. I would love that, but I don't think it's going to get done, unfortunately. We'll see, though. That was my main thing. But I think Scotty Miller's going to pay dividends. But again, same type of receiver. You got to.
They have a track record of that, right? Remember San Antonio Holmes and Emmanuel Sanders and Antonio Brown, and that's getting one of the other ones. They were all 5'10" and under. They have a track record of that, so they don't see anything wrong with it.
I don't have a problem with it per se. If we would have had an average quarterback, let's say, if we had Mason being our main quarterback, then I could see the ability to have to lean on different types of wide receivers in order to make it done. If we protect the quarterback that we have,
if you're satisfied,
everything is an if. Just like anything, just like if anybody stays healthy, everything is an if at this time and place right now. What we got to lean on is what we have. We have is that guy right there. If Rodgers don't play, you could throw this season away. I'm here to tell you right now.
Yeah.
But we don't have nothing to talk about. It has to be an if. It has to be him doing a job.
All we see is Mason throwing picks.
He is capable of getting to the player, getting the ball to the players. That's it.
Yeah.
Rome, I've been saying you're exactly right, but I've always said this numerous times. The most important position on the field is the offensive line.
Yeah.
It helps with the passing, the running, the defense, everything. So if they give him time, I still think he has a lot left. You know, what do they say? 30 is the new 40 or whatever. I know he's 41, 42. He really has. I mean, I know he had the injury. I still think he can have a hell of a season if they give him time to throw. That's going to be huge.
Another thing now, Aaron Rodgers didn't play a speck of preseason. DK Metcalf didn't. You know, we got to see how this offense starts.
Luther, would you agree? Would you agree that Tomlin is living in his fears by doing that?
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, of course, you don't want to get guys hurt. Aaron Rodgers is one of the oldest quarterbacks in the league, but I would have liked to see DK get a little action. Give me one series. But they're veterans. We'll see. I wouldn't say living in his fears, but, you know, you've seen Aaron Rodgers get hurt. You know,
everybody got hurt. Everybody's been hurt.
But so why risk it with him? You know.
Well, nowadays they're using the team joint practices as the substitute preseason game, and that was untelevised, of course. But That's when the first team was actually out there. Aaron Rodgers, DK, and Jalen and the rest of those guys. They was out there doing the Tampa Bay joint practice. So they're using that as a pseudo preseason game, and that's what teams are doing now.
Yeah. And that's why the first week of the season is absolutely horrible. These guys aren't used to playing a full game. A lot of injuries. You see a lot of bad play because nobody's using the preseason like they did in years past. So
and Luther, as I said numerous times on this show, whoever hits the ground running early is going to get a big jump. And how do you hit the ground running early? By playing your players more in preseason. This way, they're not using game 1 and 2 and maybe even 3 to get in football shape, timing shape, in game shape. I think that's going to be the key. And the Steelers obviously didn't do that.
Right. And no, we didn't talk about one key injury. They got Harmon. Derek Harmon caught an injury. We thought it could have been season ending the way he was crying on that cart, as we see here. But it looks like they caught a break. It's just going to be maybe 3 to 4 weeks, hopefully. But
they're not even talking that long.
Yeah, but he's a big guy. He's going to take the full time. With those knee injuries, a guy almost 300 pounds, they're going to take the full limit. But luckily for them, they do have some other options. So we'll see. Jim, what was your thoughts when you saw him going off on the cart? Big Derek Harmon.
I always thought he's the softest thing inside a Yogi Bear. Listen, first of all, he got pants. So I didn't know if he hurt his neck, his back, his hip.
He got rolled up on.
He got pancaked by one guy.
Rolled up on. Jim, come on.
I've never, and I've been watching football for years. I've had season tickets to the Steelers since I was 6 years old. I've never seen a slightly sprained PL that you get taken off. That's like a slightly sprained ankle. You throw a wrap on and you keep playing. And there's not a trainer in the history of football that he called that card. There's no trainer that called that card. And then he's crying. He's crying.
He thought
your defensive lineman.
He thought his season was over. Chip.
Slightly, you don't even know what's hurting because you can't.
He thought he tore his ACL.
It's almost like snatching a Band-Aid off your leg.
No, it
ain't.
No. Jim, how many sprained MCLs have you had?
He got the lowest tolerance of pain I've ever seen in my life for a big guy. Listen, I would have cut him before he got to the bench to get joked on by TJ Watt and Ironhead Hayward.
Hey, listen, man. Listen, the man lost his mom the night of draft. Give up, Jim. He hasn't even played a game. He lost his mom. He came back, and he thought his season had ended. I was thinking, oh, man, this is the worst start of anybody's career I could imagine when I saw him on there.
Right now, I would take it, Luke. The boy is soft. Luke.
Well, I'm not giving up. He didn't even play a game yet. He got rolled up on. He didn't get pancaked like you're saying. He got rolled up on. He got rolled up on, Jim. Oh my God. you hate Derek Harmon for no daggone reason, man.
Because he's black. That's why.
Listen, I'm not giving up on him, Jim. A lot of guys do it. That's your first major injury. You're on a cart. Hey.
You didn't get up on Ziggy Hood either.
Hey, I gave up on Ziggy Hood early. Ziggy Hood. I'm not calling him Ziggy Hood. That's cussing, man. Stop that, Jim. He hasn't played one game yet. He's already done more than we saw Ziggy Hood do. I'm gonna call him Huey. Oh my goodness.
Oh, Huey.
Wow.
Wow. Don't put that jacket on him yet, Jim. I still have confidence that he's going to be all right. I definitely do. All right, last thing. Backup quarterback. Mason Rudolph played 3 preseason games, didn't throw a lot of passes, has 2 interceptions, looks horrible, looks worse than when he left here. Skylar Thompson looked amazing the whole preseason. Yes, he was playing against backups and third stringers and fourth stringers. In my book, I'd say he's a better backup option for Rodgers. Mason's going to come in there throwing picks, staring down the same receiver. He has not improved since he was a rookie. I know he's not listed as a second quarterback. It's going to be Mason. But if it were me, I would start Skylar. He's shown a lot of improvement. He's already shown more to me this offseason than Mason. Your guys' thoughts? Claudio.
You know what? I think it depends what they're looking for. I know in the 79-80 season, the LA Rams started Pat Hayden. He was more of a conservative guy, and their backup was a gunslinger, Vince Ferragamo. When he came in, obviously he led them to the Super Bowl. They didn't want 2 of the same quarterbacks. They didn't want a backup to be the same as the starter. In this case, Mason Rudolph is Rodgers is going to be a pass. What's that?
Mason's a turnover machine. That's what we're looking at.
And okay, he's a turnover machine, but he's also has that label, in my opinion, as a game manager, and game managers aren't supposed to turn the ball over. So Skylar Thomas, I mean, he looked pretty good. He looks like the ball came out of his hands good. He moves pretty good. You know what? I think teams get stuck in a rut. I mean, I think Tomlin is not somebody who's going to take a chance. Their Mason Rudolph shoes are comfortable, so he's going to keep him at number 2, and he'll put Skylar at 3. And I think Will Howard's going to go on the non-participation thing. But I think he's comfortable with Mason Rudolph, and he's going to go with him. But my analogy was, again, Rodgers, I think, is going to be more of a gunslinger, and then you have Mason Rudolph as a game manager. Pat Hayden was a game manager for sure, and it didn't go so well. Then Ferragamo came in and did what he did. It's kind of, backwards. But again, in this case, I think the reason why Mason Rudolph is there is because they're comfortable with him. And sometimes, what do they say? Good is the enemy of great. In this case, he's mediocre. The Steelers have been mediocre for the past X amount of years. So Mason Rudolph is a mediocre quarterback. Skylar Thompson looks like he's more of a type of guy who's going to take chances. I think the Steelers are crossing their fingers that they don't need to use that backup at all.
Right. Who to go is back in there. He says Mason has been trashed with Steelers and Titans. Useless. Yeah, I'm not a big fan either. Who to go?
Remember Kevin Colbert made the comment. Kevin Colbert made the comment when he drafted Mason Rudolph that he was good in the pick game, and that's why they drafted him. Just like when they drafted Artie Burns, he said the same thing.
Like Casey Stengel once said, one great game does not a great player make. Exactly. And you also have to look at, and Luther and Jim, we've talked about this on our boxing show. Evander Holyfield was something like 44-10. Okay. Sean O'Grady was 82-3. But look at the opponents. Look who Evander fought. Look who Sean O'Grady fought. So you have to look at the opponents. Mason Rudolph. Who has he played against? Has he had a long stretch? Did he come up right at the big time? So on and so forth. Skylar Thomas, he's new. But again, I look at who have they gone up against. What have they done against the good fighters, so to speak? What have they done against the good defenses? Mason Rudolph is who he is. I mean, you have a painting of him. You know who he is. And I think, again, that's why Tomlin chose him to be number 2. He's comfortable with him. And he's supposed to be a game manager, but game managers aren't supposed to have turnovers.
Yeah.
And a few years back, he saved Tomlin's butt, too.
What's that?
And a few years back, he saved Tomlin's butt.
Yes, he did.
Well, I don't know if Tomlin was ever in any trouble, but
no, he saved the season for the Steelers, and they ended up in the playoffs.
Yeah, he did pretty good. Sure.
Yeah.
Myles Garrett almost took his head off too. Hey, Frank Jackson, what's up, Frank? He said Mason sucks. Why did they sign him?
Man, listen here, man. let's listen here, man. Quarterback are judged by wins, right? So let's compare Skylar and Mason, right? This last year, they both started 3 games last year. Okay, Skylar Thompson was 1-3, and Mason Rudolph was 2-3. Right, and that's just that. The last 7 starts of Mason Rudolph, he's actually 5-2. So, and 4 of those starts was with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Come on. Man.
So let's keep it in perspective. He's actually won starter games, day 1 games, Division 1 veteran games. He's won real time games at a higher, and he's seen more. So I do not want Mason Rudolph to play a whole season. Just give me 3 or 4 games and get me 3 and 4, 3 out of 4 games, or 50%. That's all I need from Mason. I don't need him to win a season because, as Big Rome said, if Aaron Rodgers go down in Game 3, we're done. We're done. I don't care who. There's no one on our roster or in free agency right now that can get us to the playoffs if Aaron Rodgers go down now. It's a wrap like Christmas.
All right, hey, let's jump to the phone lines. LD, you on the line. What's going on, LD? Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, I just want to say I'm disappointed Nichols didn't make the team the way I thought he should have, number 35.
He's on the practice squad, man. He's on the practice squad.
But I want him to see some action. I thought he had a tremendous preseason.
He did. Yeah, against 3rd and 4th and 5th stringers, he looked amazing out there. But you know,
and just one more thing, I hope the Steelers defense will be an attacking defense, putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback.
Yes.
The last few years, they've been playing that passive defense.
Off zone, yeah, goes all over.
I want them to play in a similar style like the Lions, Detroit Lions. Now, they play that attacking style. It worked for them a lot last year, but by the end of the season, they had a lot of injuries.
A lot of injuries. You're right. Hey, and that's and they lost the defensive coordinator, Aaron Glenn. So look for them to be attacking Aaron Rodgers that first game of the season. Nothing but blitzes coming. But I think they will. I think they have a lot of guys they feel confident going man on man. Jalen Ramsey, Joey Porter, Darius Slay. I think we'll see a lot more of it. So, yeah, I agree, LDA. You know, it's pretty bad when you just see them sitting back in the zone, guys. No pressure. Guys are wide open. I think there's going to be a change this year, you know.
And just one more thing. I hope they throw the ball to the running backs more often this year.
I agree with you, LD, 1,000%.
They're going to have to. They're going to have to because the wide receiver room. I mean, they're really going to have to if they keep it as is.
Yeah, I think Jaylen Warren could. That's where Jaylen Warren's going to be really special. He's a great pass blocker. He can catch out of the backfield. And Gainwell, Kenneth Gainwell, that's where he made his bones with Philadelphia, catching out of the backfield as well. So I think they will. I think Aaron Rodgers is not going to hold that ball back there. You know, a lot of times Russell Wilson would take sacks trying to look for the deep play. Aaron Rodgers will get that ball out of there. So we'll see. You know, a lot of changes, but I'm excited about these changes, LD. Great points. Any other surprises? Connor Hayward, did you think he was going to make the team this year? A lot of people thought he was
because of nepotism. And every team does it every now and then. You know, that's Cam's brother.
Yeah.
If it's between me and Cam's brother, Cam's brother's going to make the team.
That's true. Yeah. Derek Watt was on the team.
So enjoy your show.
Hey, LD, thanks for the call, LD. Hey, real quick before you go, any thoughts on this upcoming our last section? This coming college football kickoff. Ohio State versus Texas. Possibly the number 1 quarterback, Arch Manning, is playing. Any thoughts?
I think Ohio State will win in a close game. Ohio State, if you look at that team, they always have great receivers and a better than average quarterback and a good running back.
Okay.
And they control the time of possession in most of their games. So I'm picking Ohio State.
Okay. All right. Hey, LD, as always, man, appreciate the call.
Okay.
All right. Take care, man. All right. Hey, that frees up the line 412-530-5063. Fellas, let's jump into the next topic of the day as we get ready to wrap up. College preview, Texas versus Ohio. Fillmore, who you got in that game?
I have Ohio State.
Okay.
I have Ohio. I don't honestly. I think Arch Manning is probably good, but I think he's more hype. And I think it will be a close game because Texas has an amazing defense and one of the best linebackers in the country. But Ohio State still got firepower. They're still coming off that high. You know what I mean? They still got some returning players from that championship team. I have Ohio State edging out Texas because I don't think Texas got the firepower yet, but they do have the defense.
Okay. All right. So we got two. Big Rome, your thoughts?
I'm a Michigan fan, so you don't even have to ask me that. You already know.
Michigan starting a true freshman, Underwood, huh?
It excites me. This is the first time that we had someone of this caliber in a very long time. So my expectations are where they're supposed to be as a sensible sports fan, but I'm hoping for the best. It looks like we have a possibility to do some things this year. So
long season for Michigan.
No,
Yeah.
Long season for
I
Michigan.
want to say that, hey, put it where your mouth is. Don't talk about it, be about it.
Hey, we
Don't
got
talk about my squad like that. We can talk about it on Thursday.
You really putting your money behind a freshman quarterback.
We could
He was
crack
in high school last year, man.
We could talk about it some
Oh,
more if
my
you want to. We'll talk
Hey,
about Michigan like
Hey,
that.
we definitely going to talk about it. Hey, we got Sean on the line. Sean, what's going on, Sean?
Hey, what's up, fellas?
All right. What's up with you, man? We were just talking about Texas and Ohio State. You popped in.
Yeah, my boss asked me to work overtime this week, and I said, man, you know, Texas, Ohio State's in town. One of my when I was a senior, Rob Butler was a freshman.
Okay.
From up here, and you know, his son's a wide receiver. He was in the same recruiting class as Arch Manning at Texas, so I'm sure he'll be in town for the game because that's the closest game in Pittsburgh is here in Columbus on Saturday. So there's a lot of excitement up here in Columbus for the game. I actually think Texas may blow them out.
What?
Wow.
Don't say that too loud in Columbus. Boy. We don't want nothing happen to you.
Hold on.
End up on the news, man. Don't be on the news, man.
Y'all don't live up here in Columbus. Y'all don't live up here in Columbus. So listen to what I'm about to say. Ohio State lost a lot of people on defense.
True.
They got to replace both of their edge rushers. They got to replace both. They won the national championship last year because of those edge rushers. They finally stepped up in the game. They lost a lot of players.
Who's your quarterback?
And a lot of the players that's coming up, they haven't had no big time game experience. Texas, the only thing with Texas is their offensive line. If their offensive line could go, I think Texas is going to be a problem. Remember last year, Texas went to the Big House and beat Michigan last year. They went to the Big House and beat them last year. So they're not.
Big Ron remember that, Big Ron.
I know who we also beat too for the third year in a row.
Hold on. 20 years ago, remember Vince Young, the lineman Swede, here at Ohio Stadium 20 years ago. That's what pretty much gave their last national championship. They was the one to stop USC three-peat 20 years ago up here at the Ohio Stadium. Texas is good to come up here and play. So I want it to be a good game. I just don't know if Ohio State, if they replace a lot of the players they lost. Because look at the players they lost to the NFL draft. I know Ohio State always reloads. I don't think they had enough players played last year. Like, Bull Hire pretty much played all of last year.
Right.
Arch Manning played in a lot of games. And a lot of people think if Arch Manning plays an Ohio State game, Texas would have beat Ohio State last year. A lot of people in Texas were not happy about him riding with Quinn Ewers that whole game. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. I'm just happy college football's here. You know, it's going to be a nut job up here this weekend. They're already ramping it up here. My alma mater, Penn State, they come on right after. My cousin, he transferred from Arkansas State to South Dakota right after the game. He's on national TV against Iowa State. We were going to go out to the game, but his name's Tennell Brown, wide receiver. He got nepotism at Arkansas State with Bush Jones' son, but that's another story.
Oh, okay. Of course. Hey, Sean, you brought up Penn State, man. Penn State, they got another quarterback. I think he's overhyped, Drew Allure, but they still have the two running backs. Is he going to be able to make some passes to the wide receivers this year? That's going to be the key.
Remember a couple years ago, someone that I know that's affiliated with D1 football said, reason why Penn State ain't passing up Ohio State or Michigan quarterback play.
Right.
They had Notre Dame beat last year. They had a beat last year. Now, what people don't understand is in that game, and I found this out later, the defensive end, Abdul Carter, he was playing with an injury.
Oh, he was playing with one arm, right.
Yeah, but he was still doing good. But the quarterback lost in that game against Notre Dame, so we're going to see what he's made out of because, I mean, it's make or break time. Penn State looks like the NIL has kicked in because I swore both of them running backs are going pro. And for them to come back,
absolutely,
they got with the program.
Absolutely, yeah. Franklin's doing something right, man. And I got to give Amani. Amani has 3 players going there. Deshaun here. David Davis is going next year, and Gabe Jenkins just signed to go to the following year. So that's, he's locking down everybody. Keymon Spell from the Keysport is going there. I mean, he's doing what he needs to do, and Pitt is not doing anything. They're not locking down any of this top WPIAL talent. And this is why they might struggle with Duquesne this first weekend. So.
Well, people aren't going to like what I got to say. Western Pennsylvania's talent in high school football ain't what it should be. It's not what it should be. Philadelphia has passed Western. Well, as far as big schools are concerned, big schools, Philadelphia runs the state of Pennsylvania.
Okay.
You saw what LaSalle did to Central Catholic last week, and they're not even the best team out there. That's St. Joe's Prep.
Nobody's messing with St. Joe's out here. You're right.
But I mean, I understand. Pitt got to do what they got to do, but population loss is pretty much catching up with Pittsburgh. They got to do something. But the thing about Pitt, Darrell Revis, Larry Fitzgerald, Aaron Donald, you can make it to pro from Pitt, make it to the NFL Hall of Fame from Pitt. So it's a catch-22 dealing with Pitt. So
they got to upgrade their recruiting. I'm just saying, Pitt, there's a lot of talent here that they should be trying to hone in on, and they're not doing it. They rather leave top talent here and go after the 3rd and 4th players in Florida and whatever, and it's not working out, and that's why they're stuck in mediocrity, Sean.
Well, it's interesting you say Florida. When's the last time the state of Florida has been competitive? Miami, Florida State. Well, Florida State was, but their quarterback got injured, so they couldn't show their wares in the playoffs. But you are right about the state of Florida.
Right.
So I'm just happy for college football. I know somebody on the panel pointed something out about Beanie Bishop. Luther and Smoking Jim, our guy Stackhouse pointed something out last year, and it actually made sense coming into this year. Beanie Bishop's not that good of a player. He had them 4 interceptions. This is who Beanie Bishop is. Beanie Bishop is the undrafted version of the first-round draft pick Terrell Edmonds.
Oh, come on, man!
No.
Stop.
Luther, hold on. Let me explain it. Remember the one year I kept pointing out on 3rd down plays.
They went after him.
On Terrell Edmonds' side of the field. He's the back end of the defense. It shouldn't happen like that. And every team, they would go to his side of the field. That's why Minka wasn't getting interceptions that one year, because they were attacking Terrell Edmonds. Let's go to Beanie Bishop. Beanie Bishop got the 4 interceptions. Stack pointed out those was all zone plays, zone interceptions, and one interception. I think Devontae Adams or somebody took the ball. And think of it like this. Terrell Austin called him out during the preseason. When has Terrell Austin called out a player on the team?
Yeah.
Defensive coordinator's going to call you out. And then on top of that, the Steelers want somebody like Benny Bishop to excel, because you could do other things with the roster. Look who they went. They went and got Darius Slay, and they got Ramsey. Once they got them two, you know, Benny Bishop pretty much was gone.
Damn.
So, I mean, hopefully he learns something on a practice squad getting with these guys, because obviously he got a talent to go from West Virginia to the NFL. It's just that for Tomlin to do what he did, they don't think he's ready for the big time yet.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he made some plays, but he was also beat a lot of times in bad passes. But, you know, 4 interceptions, no joke. And matter of fact, he got 2 of them off of Aaron Rodgers in the Jets game last year. But we'll see, man. I think some of y'all are too tough on Beanie Bishop, you know. But
well, if you got high standards, you got to be tough. You can't baby these kids. They're professionals.
Hey, all I know is he led the league. I know he led the league, led the team in interception.
So somebody made a comment about Robert Woods being on the practice squad.
Mm-hmm.
What I was explaining, because remember, Luther, my cousin, he was in the NFL, but he's just like Tyler Boyd. It's a lot of receivers
looking for spots.
Free agents. They're looking for jobs.
Right.
And I don't know what's going on this year. There's a lot of receivers. My cousin Devin is included. They're looking for jobs. They ain't catching on some way. But from what I've been told, when they changed the collective bargaining agreement and adjusted the practice squad, players that were veterans, they could also go on a practice squad. But if you remember, I think Le'Veon Bell was on some teams' practice squads.
He was.
Like the Chiefs and maybe the Eagles. So if you're a veteran, you can still go on a practice squad, but it's only how many years or how long they can have you on there.
Right.
That's how Robert Woods made the practice. A player like Robert Woods, because this may have been the first time he's ever been on a practice squad in his NFL.
So, yeah, I think so. And I think he's holding up a spot for somebody else, man. He's done. I didn't see anything. I'm surprised that he even made the practice squad.
And
really.
I'm going to give a surprise about the Steelers this year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say it. If Rodgers stays healthy, they may win the division and go far in the playoffs.
Woo. Okay. All right. We're going to hold you to it. All right.
One final thing. One thing people are talking about, the receivers, this and that. I think Rodgers understands the team he has. I think he's going to have to use, like somebody said, they're going to have to pass to the running backs.
Yeah.
I think the running backs and tight ends in the offensive line, those three are going to be the key to the offense. But I think they know what they got with the receivers. They can only do so much. But if the running backs, tight ends, or wide receivers could just play within their talents, I think they're going to be fine. And I have a funny feeling. And remember, 75 Super Bowl, 95 lost in the Super Bowl, 2005 won the Super Bowl. That 5 year, for some reason, is good to the Steelers.
It's 2025.
If Rodgers is injury-free this year, I think they may make a good run this year.
Okay. All right, Sean. Appreciate your call as always. And don't say that Texas, Ohio State too much out there, Sean.
Say that again?
I said, don't say that Texas over Ohio State too much out there, man. You might be in trouble.
Even though I'm a Penn State alumni, I did an internship at the University of Texas this summer, so they helped me get my college degree from Penn State. So I always got love for Texas.
I got you. All right, Sean, man, be safe out there, man. Appreciate you.
Okay, guys, I'll check in with y'all.
All right, real quick. Frank Jackson, Texas over Ohio State. All right. And Beanie over Dante. Bad move. All right. All right. Oh, Lori Penn, thanks for the text. He got a question for each of us. What is your opinion on Deion Sanders as a son at this time? He and his sons are amazingly progressing through his cancer and careers. Integrity, positivity, wisdom, and skills. Smoking Jim, your thoughts on Deion Sanders and his sons? Appreciate the call.
Defensive back for Tampa Bay. He's too old to play in the NFL. He shouldn't even got a shot. He's about 30 years old. But,
oh gosh.
I always like the quarterback. He has an opportunity now to work. He's the third string quarterback. He'll work his way up. The guy got talent. He'll work his way up. And you remember, I always liked Dillian. Gabriel, I always liked him. You didn't. And again, you won't give me no credit on Skylar Thompson. I told you Skylar Thompson wasn't going to get beat out.
You said it. You called it. But again, Will got injured. So he beat him out. Was it because of injury? That's what I'm saying. All right, you guys. Claudia, your thoughts. Deion Sanders and his son.
Well, his sons, the one son got cut, and Shador, I don't know. I think it's still too early to tell with him. He has some tools, but is he going to be able to bring those tools out when the heat gets turned up? So I really don't know. But as far as Deion is concerned, I said this a few weeks ago. I think he has a chance to be he already has been impactful, but really, really be somebody who brings people together with his story. The way he tells his story, he's not fake in anything he says. As I always say, he speaks from the heart up, not the neck up. And I think he could be a very valuable person.
Like your book. I like how you play
like my book. Thank you. But I think he has he has the platform to use sports as a vehicle of expression to make people better, to bring people together, to inspire people, to motivate people. And I asked you a few weeks ago, is there anybody in sports right now, or even in a few years down the road, who has that ability to do that? Somebody said LeBron. I don't believe he does at all. I think Deion Sanders is definitely the type of guy who can bring people together, inspire, and motivate. And that's a hell of a thing to do, and use football as his stage and a coach. And again, I think that's a hell of a thing to do. I think he will be maybe even more remembered for how he has impact on people, not just the great player he was, or, he's been a pretty good coach. But I think he has a chance to really have impact on people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, and I'll come to you guys next year. Deion Prime, he's just been everything you can imagine, man. Baseball, only guy who's played a baseball and football game on the same day, played in a Super Bowl, played in a World Series. Both of his sons got him a chance in the league. I think Shador was done wrong. I still say collusion has been exposed. Eric Dickerson just came out, with something as well. It's a shame he went to Cleveland. Cleveland is a disaster for any quarterback who goes there. I was hoping he would get traded from Cleveland. Right now, he's third on the depth chart because they traded Kenny Pickett to the Las Vegas Raiders. Kenny Pickett's just getting traded around. He's not very good. Steelers wasted a draft pick on him. As far as Shiloh Sanders, I think he will make somebody's practice squad. I don't think he's done yet. Not the most talented safety, but he's a hard hitter. He knows the game. Hopefully he gets picked up. But, he made a bad decision by throwing that punch in the game against the Buffalo Bills. He was already on the, on the blank. We didn't know if he was going to make it or not. So once he threw the punch, it was over, man. Bad decision. But Shador, listen, I still say he was the best quarterback in this draft. If he gets a legitimate shot, he's going to be a great starter, Pro Bowl type of player in this league. I don't like how Cleveland put him out there with a line and cut everybody the next day. He didn't have a chance, didn't have his receivers. But I think he'll be okay. And I do think his other son, Shiloh, will be on there. And don't forget about his oldest son, Well-Off Media. He has all the background information on Colorado, Shador, Shiloh. He's doing major things in the media on YouTube. So make sure you check out Well Off Media. He's done a great job. All his kids are doing well, and Dion continues to expire. He got his own line of Depends now. So that's exciting, man. Anything he touches is gold. So now he's on Depends. But Phil Moore, Big Rum, your thoughts on Dion?
Go ahead.
Oh man, I feel you on Shallow. Shallow's an intelligent hitter who'll have a chance somewhere else. Shador definitely done wrong, and we know he's talented. You give him the right tools and the right support, he'll show it again. He'll have another chance, but he better be ready to show it because they're waiting. They're waiting for him to mess up so they can send the dogs on him. As far as Dion, man, I'm with you, Claudio. I think Dion has been coaching up young men to be young men and not just being great football players. But on the football side, the young man from Liberty, Salter, he is the starting quarterback. He's been named the starting quarterback. Yeah, yes, sir. He's the starting quarterback. You can't fill the void of Shador Sanders, but now we're going to see Dion truly coach. With losing Jimmy Horn and Travis Hunter and Shador, now we're really going to see it. We're going to see the man who Dion really is.
Okay. All right. Big Rum, your thoughts?
I'm excited to see what Dion's going to do this year, being that he lost all those people. I like it seems like every year they pick up a new coach. So last year, who did they get? They got the defensive
Warren Sapp.
They got Sapp from Sapp last year. This year they got
Byron Leftwich.
They got Byron Leftwich, but they also got the running back from they got Marshall Faulk.
Oh, Marshall Faulk, yeah.
So I'm hoping they're able to bring that talent to be able, because that doesn't always translate what you're able to do on the field. Would you be able to coach the same way? But I'm excited to see how that all plays out.
Maybe they'll get Cam Hayward's brother next.
Y'all wilding about that, man.
Yeah, you're beating him up. This is all it is. I'm gonna just put a pin back to him. All he is a special teams demon. That's it.
Is he?
That's a little bit thing. That's all we're talking about here. So when people get upset about him, just know that as soon as he's able to get replaced, they're going to replace him. He fills a void. Just like James Pierre, how he did it because he was a special teams ace. As soon as he get caught slipping like he did this year, he's on the practice squad right now. That's all it is. That's all it is, because you put him on the field, he gets exposed. Same thing with – I'm not going to get into it. Let's get back to it. We ain't got that much time. I don't agree with most people with Shador Sanders. I didn't think that he was that great coming out of college. The problem that he slipped up on is the fact that he came back and there were stories about him messing up in his interviews. And you know how it gets down. It only takes one whisper. And if you got something against you or somebody got something against your family, it's going to backtrack. It's not to say that people just turned their back on him, because they probably did. But you can't leave nothing to chance. He went from being the number 2 overall quarterback at the end of the year to dropping that far. He went to a bad team. That's the only thing that's messed up about the whole situation. If he would have went to any old regular team, I could expect him to be at the very least a backup quarterback at this point in time right now. But the fact that he went to Cleveland, it's where all sports careers die.
Yeah.
That I don't know how his career is going to end up at this point, because ain't no telling what type of spin cycle he's going to be put in. They said the owner didn't even want to draft him.
Yeah, that's what the owner said. He wasn't my pick, and just
so that's a crazy situation that he's in right now. It would have been better off for him to be a free agent, him choose his own team. At that point, I wouldn't want it to be signed if you're going to sign me in the 5th, 6th, or 7th round. Shiloh, I like the way he plays. He reminds me of I don't want to say it. I mean to say that I like the way he hits.
Okay.
I feel, and he lays a hat on people. But he was fighting for the 4th string. So it only took him just getting caught slipping for him to somebody to say, okay, we're done with this scenario. But I think that he's going to get signed by somebody else because he brings a hard-headedness to the situation, and just like James Pierre or just like another person along those lines, he could play on special teams and work his way back up. So I think he'll be able to make a comeback in that, though. But I'm excited to see how all of that plays out because it's definitely a story, and their stories ain't done yet.
Okay. All right. Hey, last thing before we get out of here. Top 10 college players. Jim, do you have a few that you would have mentioned real quick before we get out of here? Smoking Jim.
Yeah, you mean top 10 what?
Top 10. You ain't top 10 college players in the last 25 years, Jim. Just, we ready. Not 100, Jim. It's 25. But yeah, go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, here's the top 10. Avery Johnson, the quarterback from Kansas State, because his father, Mark Johnson, beat up his older brother in Ireland last year.
Oh, my gosh.
Jim, you wouldn't go there.
Ashton Jensen got to be on there. Larry Fitzgerald, Ted Ginn Jr., Julius Peppers. So, Arch Manning.
Did you say Arch Manning?
You said Arch Manning?
Arch Manning. You got to have Jeffrey, Percy Harbin on that list. And here's the last five, Lou. Tavon Austin. You got to have Cam Newton on that list.
Yeah.
Number three got to be Reggie Bush. Number two, Johnny Manziel. Number one B, Tebow. Number one, Terrell Pryor.
Number one. Oh my gosh! All right, Jim. We gotta stop. All right, Claudio, give me some. Maybe that
I don't know about an order, but when that list, when I saw that you had that list as a topic, I thought of Matt Leinart, Vince Young, Baker Mayfield, Larry Fitzgerald, Aaron Donald, Burrow. I put Burrow in there. He had a nice Ed Reed, Reggie Bush might be number one. Reggie Bush, and Gamaga Sue. He had a hell of a career, college career.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many I named there, but those are the guys that popped into my head that were dominant. Baker Mayfield.
Baker
had a very nice career. Although I'll say this, in my opinion, 25 years, okay, I gave you a list. I could have gave you a better list, the back 25, and an even a better list, the 25 back after that. I think there was some legends. I think about Greg Pruitt. I just do. I think those guys were more legendary. They had better NFL careers. I know it's a college list. Again, nice list here that we will all compile. The past 25 after that were better than this, and the 25 before that were just as good, if not better.
Come on, Claudia. I knew you were going to go old school. All right, Phil Moore and Big Rose.
All right, Claudio. Charlie Ward. I'm playing.
What do you say?
Charlie Ward. That was for you. No, but Julius Peppers, he's the only one that had a double-double in an NCAA basketball tournament as well, and he was the head of that monster Carolina defense when it was coming up. But Julius Peppers, Lamar Jackson, Aaron Donald, Deshaun Watson, Ndamukong Suh, Larry Fitzgerald, Joe Burrow, Tim Tebow is 3, Cam Newton is 2, and Reggie Bush is probably the most electric, show-stopping player that I've seen in the past 25 years. I just wanted to make it quick because I know we out.
Yeah. Hey, I agree with you. I'm coming to you, Ro. I have my top 4 up here. Cam Newton and Ndamukong Suh was a monster. Reggie Bush and Tim Tebow. Those are my top 4. But nobody's saying Darrelle Revis. You got to put Darrelle Revis. He was a beast up there too. Wouldn't have him in my top 10, but he's like 10C. That's the only one that you guys are missing out on. I think he needs to get a little more credit. All right, Big Ro, close us out. What you got?
All right. Jonathan Taylor, a running back, is a name that we didn't hear yet.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Julius Peppers, y'all got out there. Devontae Smith, he was out there balling. He was pretty much unstoppable. Who else we got over here? Ndamukong Suh.
Yeah.
We got Roy Williams, the safety from Oklahoma.
Oh, he was a hit.
He was nice.
Changed the rules for him, man. He tore so many ACLs with his illegal tackles.
Listen, Aaron Donald, you got Larry Fitz, you got Vince Young, Reggie Bush.
Yeah.
You got Cam Newton.
Those
are the few people that I had. Tim Tebow, you can't forget about Tim Tebow.
Yeah, he was a monster, man. He was a monster in college.
That's pretty much my list for the most part. I know I left out some offensive linemen up there that are going to make me upset. But
Brad McKinney.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to have 8 linemen on their big road. Hey, that's
Joe Thomas. Yeah, man.
Yeah, hey, but Claude Bishop came in here, first time listener. Hey, like and subscribe. Appreciate you coming in here. All the callers for Smoker Jim, Claudio, Rome, Fillmore. Check us out. Go to the website. Get your Standard is the Standard shirt. Football season starts, and I got over Ohio this weekend, man. Check out the website, scsportsworld.com. We'll check you out next time. Peace.
Yeah.